everybody. This is a story about friendship and what can go wrong when you're too good a friend. I feel like I need to give you a little background story. The night I met my best friend was with my old best friend. We went to my new best friend's house, and we just turned 21, and we were at that age when we thought good beer was Blue Moon. This is the story of my time. So we get to his house, and my buddy Wyatt pulls this beer out, and he's like, "Hey dude, brought some Blue Moon," and he spun it like this in his hand. And he just never closed his hand. And it fell on the ground, and it exploded. And now my new best friend comes up, and he's like, "It's all good, that's cool." And I was like, okay, this might be my new best friend. I mean, Wyatt was pretty cool, but he didn't close his hand, so. So Wyatt started practicing this the whole night. We get to a point where we finally leave, and we're like, hey, we're gonna be friends, this is gonna be great. And Wyatt decides he's gonna crab walk at people. Now Wyatt's back on top. And he's doing a random stranger's like, yep, this is where it's at. Wyatt is my best friend. Don't forget. So we're at Wyatt's wedding, and I get blackout drunk and start bowling, which are two bad things to do. Now I'm in a league. I don't know how it works. We're hammered. We go back to the hotel room, and we're sitting there after just kind of recapping, and my buddy puts his arm on my leg, and he's like, "What's this?" Like that. That's my penis. And he goes, "It's a pretty big penis." It's like, yep, you're my best friend again. Confidence boost. You're right back on top. So we fast forward to the point where I meet his future wife, and he starts telling this story about the time I got blackout drunk and I naked lounged across the beer pong table, but I only got halfway. But he didn't rat me out. He didn't say it was me. And that's when I knew I was his best friend, because I was in his wedding. And if she would have known that, I probably would have been best man. That's mistake number one. I should have outed myself. I didn't. So 3 weeks ago, I get a phone call from his wife. And she's like, "Adam is missing. Have you seen him?" And I had not seen him. So I was like, "Nope, bye." And I hang up the phone. An hour later, I get another call. And she's like, "Hey, no, he's like really missing. I can't find him." I'm like, "Okay, yep, this is code for I need to get in my car now and put on pants." So I drive up to her place. I get to their house, and I'm greeted by her, and she's got like base camp set up. Her neighbor's there with her kids, and they're called the cops, and the cops are aware. And her mom's on the way, and his mom had told her that when he gets sick and gets a fever, he gets delusional. And he had just like left in the middle of the night. So we have no idea where he is. So we go to the address his phone was last found, and it's in the middle of nowhere, but it's by a lake. So I'm like, you know what? Probably just went ice fishing. So we go to that address, and he's not there, and we drive by this lake, and I see open water, and I'm like, oh, I have a dead friend. I have a dead best friend. I am devastated, but I have to keep it cool. Like, I have to be like, no, I didn't see that. You didn't see that. Nobody saw that but me. I saw it. So we drive back to her house, and her best friend at the time decides to show up. So now, base camp is her neighbor, her mom, her neighbor's kids, her, and her best friend. Real big setup. Something you'd see on CSI. Super cool. People have laptops, they have chatter going back and forth. Like, this is some professional shit. This is awesome. So I'm in my car, we're gonna go to his work, just thinking, maybe he's delusional and he decided to go into work for the day. And it's like the flip time where he would think he's at work, running through the motions. Maybe he drove to the hospital, so we're gonna go kind of look for places. But then my brain is like, hey, when you shut off your phone and put it on Do Not Disturb, it won't ring unless you call it 3 times. This is why I'm a best friend. I wait till everyone's not in the car, and I call it. Nothing. And I get a text message about 30 seconds after the last call that just says, "Leave me alone. I'm not coming home." Now I know my friend is not dead. But I am. Because I'm at the epicenter. I'm at CSI. I know what's going on. And I'm in my car and I have a decision to make. Do I put it in reverse and just leave? And now she has 2 missing persons? Or do I stay and tell her that her marriage is over? Guess which one I did. I stayed. I'm an idiot. I didn't think about leaving until after, right? That's how good of a friend I am. So now I know that their marriage is over, and I think maybe he called his wife, right? But I don't know that, so I'm in a Schrodinger's cat situation. I don't know what that is. There's a cat in a box, and it's poisoned, and you don't know if it's dead or not until you open it up. That's where their marriage is. It's a dead cat, or not a dead cat, in a box. And I'm the only one that knows that it's a dead cat. So I text my girlfriend, like, what do I do? What do I do? And she's just like, you gotta get out of there. Great answer. And I'm about to leave, and she opens up the door, and she's like, and then I know that she doesn't know that the cat is dead. So I just turn off my car, and I walk in the house like the captain who has to tell the widow she's a widow. I'm like, oh, God damn it. Here we go. And I get in the house, and we've got this epicenter. There's a crisis center now. There's these two youngins running around, being joyous kids full of love, not knowing that love is about to die. This close. They're this far. They're this close. And I tell them, I'm like, hey, bud, let's talk in the basement. No, just real quick, just down there. And I'm trying to portray to everyone in the room that shit is about to get fucking real. Like everyone needs to just fucking clear out. Like there's a bomb in the building and it's about to explode. But I need to keep the children calm. So I'm like, and she looks at me and now she knows. She's like, what? What? What do you know? And I was like, I didn't have a flag. I didn't like normally they're just like, here's a flag, and then they do this, and like that's it. So I did this. I was like, hey, Adam's not coming over. Adam's okay. Adam's okay, but he left you. Your marriage is over. And you would think that's where my good decisions end, right? No, I stayed. I spent the next 4 hours of my day having an intervention with her about her drinking problem, because that's how good of a friend I am. I walked her through it. I was like, hey, everything that you've just described to me, everything bad that happened to you happened because of alcohol. You know, for your next life, your next love, you shouldn't do that. And she is devastated, and all of a sudden we hear, the fucking garage door opens. It's my fucking best friend! He came home! I texted him yesterday. This happened January 21st. I texted him yesterday. He's like, yeah, we're working it out. So that is the story about how I learned how to use Do Not Disturb.